Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe. Here, as always, sitting across from me, my co-host Aaron Coe.
Hello.
Today,
Why can't I just have one good day? Like, this is so 2020 right now. Like, give me a little pat on the head and then kick me square in the nuts.
Yeah.
Less than 24 hours later.
Nothing can just be good, you know?
No.
Nothing can just be good this year. Today's Monday, December 14th of 2020, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, not a great day.
No.
We'll get into why in a second, but before we do that, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Please subscribe and like and comment, please. And then also follow us on Twitter. I've just not been very active on Twitter. I don't really know why. I just haven't been feeling it. But Matt Mason Charles Coe at Aaron Code 29.
I've been tweeting a little bit more lately.
Yeah, you have. Yeah. I guess there's just not enough room for both of us on Twitter. So but also Facebook. Aaron Coe on Facebook.
Yeah.
Friend request him.
Yeah.
I'm not really on there. But yeah, and then the book. Ebook on Amazon and hardcover on lulu.com. And all right, let's just talk about why it's a shitty day. Let's get this over with. So we, got news today. Obviously, the Oregon game was canceled, which first the Apple Cup was canceled, which really fucking sucked.
Yep.
Really, really sucked. Obviously, the last time it got canceled was, I think, the last year of World War II.
Right.
So, and then Oregon gets canceled too. And while we made jokes that having this game be canceled for our benefit would be good, obviously.
We were very much kidding.
Obviously,
though. We
that's
definitely
a joke.
wanted to play the game.
Yeah, I don't want kids to get COVID and not be able to play football, especially football that I really want to watch.
Yeah, those are my two. I mean, those are the two regular season games that I look the most forward to every year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hate Oregon more than Wazoo by far. I mean,
Yeah, because we're kicking Wazoo's ass and Oregon
Wazoo's ass. I have a bunch of friends at Wazoo.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like the culture of Wazoo, Oregon can, suck my balls. I don't fucking care. Like,
I don't like their stupid uniforms, and I don't like Uncle Phil and his 3-year-olds making shoes over in Korea or China or wherever the fuck it is.
Are you wearing Nike right now?
Yeah. This is nice stuff. Those kids do good work.
Oh man. Yeah. It's the small fingers.
It's a shitty university. I don't like anything about it. But they did kick our ass for,
a decade.
Most of this century. I mean, it's been pretty even the last few years, other than us putting a 70 burger on them 4 years ago. But it's a couple things, and we're gonna move on to the Seahawks, up to the good stuff. I needed to get this off my chest so I can try to be happy again. We knew it might be an issue because in the Huskies' previous game, I don't even remember who the hell they played. It seems like a year ago.
Yeah.
Who did they play? Not Utah. Who did they lose to? Stanford. It was very notable that there were several players missing, including some key players. And obviously, COVID continued to spread somehow. And I'll tell you what, a couple things here. One, I'm not. If you want to, blame Jimmy Lake or blame the team, fine, do that. I didn't blame Wazoo when Wazoo had to cancel. I'm like, shit happens. They're kids. I don't know how they got it. People can get it. Guys got to still buy their groceries. You can get it. They say 6 feet away, but that's not 100%. I mean, I'm not here to judge, and so I didn't judge. I haven't judged other teams, and I'm not gonna judge UW for this.
Yeah.
You do wonder how it happens. You wonder. We were all excited about the daily testing, and that was supposed to be a game changer. The Pac-12, however, is canceled at a higher rate than the other conferences that don't have that.
Yeah.
Some of that is the local governments have stricter rules, and they do that. It sucks as a fan, but they do that because they think they're doing what they need to do to protect all of us. So
yeah.
I try not to judge that too much either because I don't know enough about it to sit there and say, well, I got to just play. I'm not. Even though part of me thinks that, I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable enough about it. So, and then all the Oregon fans out there for the last week that have been saying that, UW ducked you or just tried to, get a free, title game out of it. You can kiss my ass.
You're actually fucking stupid too,
Yeah.
which, makes sense. I mean, that school is just full of fucking idiots. So, you're actually just dumb because there's, it's not just like, oh, you tested positive for COVID, you can't play this weekend. It goes beyond that, and obviously we're seeing that right now. Like, that's not a strategy. There's no one's using that as a strategy.
The players and the coaches don't make these decisions.
Yeah,
it's the health officials, the team health, and the county and the state, and and on and on. And if you think that UW wanted to duck Oregon, you've probably never been a competitor in your life. You don't know what it is like to compete. Maybe you were an athlete, but you weren't a competitor. Because if you're a competitor, you want to play these games, and you believe you're going to win.
Yeah.
If you're a competitor, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You believe you're going to win. And Oregon lost. They lost to the fucking Beavers.
Yeah.
They lost to the Beavers. And you're going to tell me UW wasn't licking its chops to go in there and kick their ass? I mean, come on. So, first of all, and this sadly proves it. I didn't want you. Had they been able to play, we would have kept hearing that narrative. But this obviously proves that was a bullshit argument the whole time. But yeah, it just sucks. So now Oregon is going to play USC in the Pac-12 title game, even though they didn't win their division because they lost 2 games. And I honestly, if it were me, I think USC should just be the champion.
Yeah.
But the Pac-12 wants to get their money grab from Fox in that, their only game on Friday. It's a pretty big payday.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't blame the Pac-12, for wanting to get that money. And also, at the end of the day, it's football. We just said, we just want to watch football. So watching an Oregon USC game that we weren't going to see before, I'm not complaining about that. And then also, there's going to be no argument whatsoever that this season, at the very least, has an asterisk, and at most just doesn't count. Like, this season won't.
Yeah.
For almost any conference. I mean, you could argue any of these conferences should have an asterisk, let alone the Pac-12. I mean, this has just been a shit show, the whole experience.
So you're not going to buy your Pac-12 North Division Championship T-shirt?
I might actually. I actually might.
As a joke?
Yeah, no, I might. Just as a meme. Just, put it instead of, the John Brockman jersey. I actually might.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, it's tough.
They're shipping those to Africa for all the kids.
I'm to the point with this season where I think I would cancel every game that isn't for a conference championship, a real conference championship, that isn't a New Year's Six bowl game or a playoff. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see I don't even remember what the matchups are now. I have it on my phone, but I don't even care now.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Wazoo, Utah, or whatever the hell. Okay, I think, hey, we gave it a good run. Just play the meaningful games now, and the rest of it. And as far as USC playing Oregon, so USC is undefeated. I don't think USC is all that good. They've played pretty much nobody, and when they have, it's either Stanford had their quarterback out all week, and he had to come in and play the game. I might have that wrong.
Yeah.
But they've played teams playing their first game. They've kind of had it laid out on the carpet for them, but now they're going to play a pretty good Oregon team on short rest.
Yeah.
USC played. Did they play on Sunday? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
I think they played on Sunday. Didn't they play? Fuck, I don't know.
No, it's Saturday.
They played Saturday. There was a Sunday game last week. Sorry, my brain is scrambled with all this right now. But
don't
anyway,
know.
they're playing on short rest. They're playing a Friday game after they played this weekend. No, they played on Saturday, my bad. They played UCLA.
Okay, yeah.
They're playing on short rest against a team that's had a week off. You know, that's so Pac-12 too, because they're setting up their undefeated team for a failure,
for disaster. Yeah.
Which I don't like USC either, so I don't really care. But it's just you know, if my team were in that situation, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, for sure. No
now
doubt.
You're switching opponents on me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Anyway, okay. We should probably move on from this and get into the good stuff. But it's just a fucking bummer. I'm so bummed out about this.
I do have 2 questions for the future that aren't actually bummers. It's just future questions.
Yeah.
So, one, does this make it possible for next year's Oregon versus UW game and the Apple Cup? Could those both be could they be at Oregon again and at Wazoo again? Because that's what it was supposed to be.
That'll be really interesting to see what they do there. Before this season started, my thinking was, wow, you're going to play at Oregon with no fans. That's like, what a great year to, if you're going to have to go to Oregon, this is the year to do it. So did they switch that up because the game wasn't played? My guess is they'll probably just
say sorry.
Yeah, too bad. 2020.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to 2021
because there's contracts and stuff, right? Or is there not?
It shouldn't matter as far as that goes.
Actually, because they just switched it up this year too. They showed that they could do that. So
yeah, but I think you just pretend that this, just put this in the rearview mirror and move forward with whatever your normal 2021 is, hopefully.
Yeah,
assuming,
hopefully.
Vaccine and whatever else is hopefully coming along. So, that would be my guess. Now, I guess the one game I would, I backtrack a little bit on cancel everything that doesn't matter. I wouldn't mind seeing an Apple Cup, but...
So yeah, that's
I don't know. Like, if it sounds like UW is even in worse straits than it was a week ago. So I don't know. So do you want those kids to play during Christmas? Probably not.
Yeah,
maybe we're just done.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So I don't know about I know everyone's supposed to be eligible for a bowl game this year or whatever.
Yeah,
but
teams are backing out like crazy.
So
already.
that's what I'm saying. Do you think we could set up essentially the Apple Bowl? Do you think we could do the Apple Bowl instead of a bowl game?
I would go to the players and say, "Do you guys want to play?" And if the players on both teams want to play, then play.
Yeah,
I don't play on a goddamn high school field with no cameras. I don't care.
Yeah.
But if maybe the players are like, "Hey, we
I could see a lot of them. Yeah,
we want to go. We haven't seen our families in 6 months.
Make it an anonymous vote so they can give their true.
Yeah.
Because I could imagine a lot of them being like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to be the guy that says I don't want to play."
Yeah, yeah, and then you also don't want it to leak out that one team wanted to play and the other team didn't.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm definitely bummed out. It would have been nice to see UW go beat USC and then play in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
So Oregon.
This whole year is just a wash.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm glad they played. I mean, UW got to try out their new offense.
Yeah.
New head coach. They can figure out what they liked and what they need to change.
That's the upside of this year. Is it was just, I think this year was a really good year to have such a terrible thing happen and have such a weird season, because we have a freshman quarterback. So there's really, we know that this season, we're only playing a few games, so not a ton of pressure. You got obviously a new coach, kind of same thing, not a ton of pressure. Not that Jimmy Lake can't handle pressure, but just try some new stuff out, experiment here and there, cycle some guys in and try them out. And yeah, so I think, unfortunately, obviously, this is 100% a negative thing that has happened this year.
Yeah.
Not just with the pandemic, but with the shitty ass Pac-12 season. And but on the bright side, we just got to try some shit out.
Yeah,
so.
Feels like the preseason to 2021.
Honestly, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Let's just get this year over with.
All right, 40-3.
40-3.
40-3. Yay. So, yeah, Russell Wilson, 21 for 27, 206, 4 touchdowns, a pick, no sacks. I didn't realize that.
Wow.
No sacks. 84.1 QBR, 122.6 rating. So, yeah.
Good.
Pretty good shit. And then just some other stats to throw out there. Chris Carson, 12 for 76 and a tutty. Carlos Hyde, 15 for 66. And DK, 6 for 61 and a touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 5 for 52. Will Dissly with a tutty. Freddie Swain with a tutty. David Moore with a tutty. And yeah, that's all the offensive stuff. So let's just talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I think we all needed this. I think the Seahawks needed this. I think the fans needed it. And, I'm sure some people will, it's just the Jets, but if you look at the Jets season, they haven't lost by this type of margin. No. They almost beat the Raiders a week earlier, if not for a horrible defensive call that got their coordinator fired. Yeah. So, 40-3 doesn't happen in the NFL. It's extremely rare.
No. Especially with the Seahawks.
No, because we got to, you can't win a game. Can you win a game in the first quarter?
No.
Can you win a game in the second quarter?
No.
Can you win a game in the third quarter?
No.
Can you win a game in the fourth quarter? Yeah. Well, we won this game probably in the second quarter. Yeah. So Pete may have to adjust his thinking.
I think going up 23-3, at that point I was pretty certain. Yeah. I kind of stopped paying attention after that. So
yeah. So they just did what you're supposed to do, and they could have even been more. They dropped a couple interceptions. Yeah. David Moore dropped a really pretty ball from Russ. But yeah, they just kicked their ass, which last time I saw that, when was that? The Super Bowl they won.
Yeah. Speaking of kicking, speaking of kicking like ass, Sergio Castillo.
Oh man, Sergio.
Yeah, 1 for 4. There was multiple kicks where he trotted out there, and we didn't say it to each other, but after he missed, we said it. We were like, I just knew he was gonna miss that. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's just his face or something.
Yeah,
he just looks like a fucking dork.
He just didn't look comfortable. Kickers are a weird breed. They. And when they lose it, they usually lose it forever. So, yeah.
I'm just zooming in on Sergio Castillo's face for the podcast.
So, they did what you wanted them to do in every phase of the game. Yeah. Russ got to cook a little bit. Yeah. Didn't put up huge numbers. They ran, the established the run people are happy because they did. I don't know why Carlos Hyde was playing so much in the fourth quarter when he's had some injury problems, and we may need him because I don't know about Chris Carson. Carlos Hyde could be starting a playoff game. So
was Travis Homer active?
No, he's out. He has some sort of injury.
Oh,
okay. But DJ Dallas was good to go. He had a couple carries.
Yeah, he had 4 for 7.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm so disappointed in that guy. But I still would have, up with a big lead, I would have run him out there and get him some experience.
You know what this means? We get to draft another running back next year,
First
baby.
round, baby. Woo! Now you should have Penny back. He practiced last week, and he could even be active this next game.
Man, I hope he is good. Not for multiple reasons. Yeah. SDSU kid. Everyone just talks about how big of a bust he is. Yeah. And I've definitely said it was a dumbass pick to make. Yeah. But I want him to prove me wrong.
He just started to flash it, and then he blew his knee out. So we'll see if he's able to come back, and who knows, he could be your starting running back next year, depending on what happens with Chris Carson, who will be a free agent. But yeah, they just looked really good. Again, in all phases, other than a couple drop picks and missed extra point from the kicker. But other than that, they just looked really good.
holding Jay Crowder to 2 for 7. I mean, their best receiver on the day was 3 for 49, and one of those was a 34-yard reception that he popped off. And their best running back of the day was 6 for 27. I mean, that's pretty solid. Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts again, 14 for 26, a buck 32. And he got sacked 3 times for 16 yards. So yeah.
Go
ahead. No, you go.
By the way, where are I haven't heard much from the Fire Ken Norton people.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Where are they? Where did they go? Where are you? Where are you people? Where's the Fire Ken Norton? The fire the coordinator thing is the most tired argument in sports.
You think so?
It is.
Okay.
Because if a team is losing, it's always the coordinator's fault. They don't very often blame the head coach. They don't blame the players.
And
you
don't
think
they blame the head coach?
Sometimes they do.
Okay.
But the coordinator is always the first one that you blame.
That's a good point.
And then eventually, if you keep losing, it's the head coach.
Yeah, that's true.
The coordinator is the first scapegoat. So little stat here. So first 8 games. This is from Hawk Blogger, by the way, at Hawk Blogger, I think, on Twitter. First 8 games. The Seahawks allowed 30.3 points per game and 455 yards per game.
Jeez.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, that's awful.
Last 5 games, 16.2 points per game. So that's just a little over half, and 285 yards per game.
All right,
Fire Ken Norton.
Yeah, and I was a part. I had 1 foot in. I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out on that. Because I just thought,
I'm not a Ken Norton fan either.
Yeah, because the reason that I was kind of half in on that was, Ken Norton did not do good with the Raiders either, but also the Raiders were just dog shit at the time.
Suck. Yeah.
So, and then also I just, it was more something like, this hasn't changed since, this hasn't changed in a long time. It's been like this with him. Yeah. And then the thing is, you go on this 5-game run, and that's why I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because I could still be proved wrong. And,
right.
Same thing with Rashad Penny. I said it wasn't a good pick, but I also thought, I didn't just write him off as just a terrible player. So I hope Rashad Penny does what Ken Norton did to me.
Well, yeah. I do think that, I'm not a huge Ken Norton guy. Like if they moved on from him after the season, you're not gonna hear an outcry from me.
We should get old Greg.
Yeah,
Greggy Williams, baby.
He's out there. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But I also, I didn't think that he was the problem. The problem was you had a bunch of key players injured. And also they're playing a very different defense than they ever have. All this blitzing stuff is not something that Pete Carroll's ever done. So I think part of it was feeling all that out. Because when you blitz, you got to cover on the back end or you're going to get killed. Now, Jamal Adams, is that his name?
Yeah. Jamal Adams.
For some reason, I can't remember his name. Jamal Adams, he's now the set the single season record for sacks by a defensive back.
Yeah, that's great.
But I will say this. Quarterbacks have 122 rating when he blitzes this season.
Yeah.
So, you may have to go through Tom Brady, Saints quarterback, Drew Brees, and Green Bay quarterback
Aaron Rodgers
to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Those guys are like, blitz all day, motherfucker, because I know who's open. They'll throw right over the top of the blitz, and some of the quarterbacks that the Seahawks have faced the last few weeks aren't really able to do that. So, but that being said, man, can he close? When he gets back there, boy, can he close it. He doesn't miss them. How many times do you see a player get in the backfield, get a hand on the quarterback, and the guy slips out, and now you got a big gain? I see that all the time.
All the time.
But he finishes. When he gets back there, it's game over.
At the very least, he makes the quarterback tuck, and then someone else is getting him. Yeah. At the very least. So, yeah.
So I think they're starting to figure out how to play this new defense, because it is a new defense, really.
Yeah.
They're starting to figure that out, and then just having your pieces healthy, even though they aren't the best pieces in the world. And you didn't even have Dunlap this week, but just having all the Rasheem Greens of the world, You figured out Puna. You're moving him back and forth between the 2 defensive tackle spots at times, so he's getting more penetration. You're tweaking all these little things. KJ's playing on the other side from where he played his whole career. He's figuring that out. So I think they're just starting to gel a little bit. So if they can stay healthy, and granted you're going to face some better opponents, but I think they can be a capable defense. They're not going to be Legion of Boom. Like, let's get that straight right now. But they can keep you in a game.
Which, to be clear, is what we said was the bare minimum necessary to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing. That's where we're at. Is, I think, obviously playing against the Jets and also, losing to the Giants, not great, but that's more on the offense, which although that's not a great thing, we know that the offense is usually great.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge deal. So I think we're in a good spot right now with that. Do you have any specific players or plays you want to talk about? I mean, when it's 40-3, it's kind of, what do you want to even...
One thing this is a little tangent, but so I love it when Pete Carroll beats the Jets, because the Jets fired Pete Carroll after one season.
Yeah.
Now, Pete Carroll did go 6-10 in that one season. And then the owner at the time, I think his name was Leon Hess, brought in Rich Kotite and said, I'm bringing this guy in because I'm old and I want to win right now. So Rich Kotite went 4-28.
Nice.
And he hasn't coached in a single game since then.
Nice.
In any capacity. So since Carroll, the Jets are 181-232. And Pete Carroll went 97-19 at USC and is 109-63-1 with the Seahawks. So he's won over 200 games and lost less than 100. And it's a little different story.
God,
different story than what's happened with the Jets.
That's awesome.
So I'd love to see him just bury the Jets.
Yeah.
And they're obviously a joke of a franchise. Another little factoid. So Russell Wilson is the first quarterback in NFL history to have a winning record in his first 9 seasons.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they haven't had a losing season
That's crazy.
He's he's started every game. Which is that's what you really need from a quarterback.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
And
that's step one.
He took every snap for the last few games of 2017. He took every snap in 2018, every snap in 2019. But we finally got to see some
Geno time, baby.
In the 13th game of the year.
Let's go.
So
4 for 5. He was throwing dots out there.
Yeah, so Wilson, basically 3 seasons, if you add those 2 partials together, 3 seasons of taking every snap.
That's insane.
That's part of what we talked about, though, right? Every game is a close game.
There's no blowouts.
Yeah, so it was good to see.
Either direction.
Good to see Geno get in there. Good for him.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, let's see. Who had the sacks? I just want to... So Jamal had a sack. Jaron Reed. Shaq had a sack.
He got one kind of late.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. All right. I mean, other than that, it's like, when it's, like I said, a 40-3 game, you would think that so much happened, but in a game like this, I mean, it's really just... We just kind of cut their throat and just let them bleed out the whole game, and it wasn't an exciting 40-3 game.
No,
it was just kind of like the Seahawks are so much better than the Jets, and they're just playing better.
It started a little slow. I mean, the Jets go down and they got their 3 points right away.
Yeah.
So it was 3-0. Yeah, and you're like, okay, well,
and we're missing opportunities, and
Russ threw a pick.
Yep,
in
Russ
the
throws
end
a
zone.
pick, and
great play by the DB.
Yeah, so I didn't see that. So you talk about that a little.
Well, he went up and got the ball. DK was behind him.
Yeah,
I thought DK maybe could have had an opportunity to moss him, or at the very least, like rake his arms and get the ball out of there. But DK, I've said this before. He doesn't always play to his height. Sometimes he does, but on that play he didn't use that at all. It was underthrown by Russ. It was a bad throw. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But it was also a great play by the DB and DK. You know, hey, help your quarterback out.
Yeah.
You know, tackle the guy before the ball gets there. If you do something.
Does anyone have higher expectations for DK Metcalf than this podcast?
Probably not. I expect him to put on a cape. And,
perfect in every play.
Yeah.
Russ, that's legit. It's like, you know, when I played baseball in my last season, you know, there would be a pitcher. I played catcher. There'd be a pitcher that throw a pitch right down the fucking middle of the plate, and he'd get rocked for a double. And my coach, you know, former minor league catcher, always said, Mason, you're not setting up outside enough. You're not putting your glove outside enough.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So it's not Russ's fault who underthrew the ball and threw the pick. It's the person that's trying to catch it. That's exactly what we're doing right now. I feel bad for DK. Okay, yeah.
But I'm looking at this guy thinking he could be the best receiver in the league. He could be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of play that a Hall of Famer makes.
True. That's a good
so
point.
that's my standard. My standard is if he stays healthy, he's the best receiver in the league. That's my standard.
Yeah.
He created that.
True. Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
So obviously he's outstanding. He's got 1,100 yards now.
Yeah.
With 3 games to go, so outstanding. He's surpassed my expectations last year. Mm-hmm. Surpassed them again this year. So outstanding.
Yeah. Way surpassed them this year.
I thought one thing that I liked from the offense, they were getting out quick and snapping the ball quicker. Mm-hmm. I mean, with many times, 12, 13 seconds left on the clock.
Nice.
So it seemed like they just had, some, playing with a little bit more authority and
I like when
purpose.
I like when they run a little bit of tempo.
Yeah.
Like, not crazy, but I feel like when they're moving quick, I don't know. I feel like Russ just gets in a rhythm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I thought
like
he did, except for one play early in the game where I was yelling at the TV, throw the fucking ball.
Yeah.
For the most part, he got the ball out quickly.
Nice.
So that was good to
no
see.
sacks. So.
Yeah. And that's huge if you can keep yourself out of those negative plays.
Yeah.
So he got the ball out quickly. On the other hand, the Jets seemed to really lack creativity. They were wanting to take deep shots, so they're getting their quarterback killed, and he doesn't get rid of the ball either. He, could throw it away a little bit more often. I hope that kid goes somewhere else and gets a fresh start because I really liked him in college.
We had 7 QB hits too. I did not realize that.
Yeah,
it's quite a lot.
But yeah, the Seahawks. I thought were pretty creative on offense. They had a couple end arounds early in the game, taking advantage of the Jets being a little too aggressive at times. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a nice little twist, which we don't always like the end arounds, but when they work, we like them.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was those are the main kind of overarching points that I saw. Jamal Adams, I mean, it looked like the quarterback was trying to throw to him on a crossing pattern. Like it hit him right, and then it was a perfect throw.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to catch it. Amadi dropped what I believe would have been a pick 6. So you had a couple of those. I'd like to see them, secure those.
Yeah.
It's good to see Shaquem get a sack. It was a 7-man rush, which, that was kind of fun.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We're
on that Greg Williams.
Yeah. Disley got a TD, which I like to see that. He's, obviously getting more opportunities now with Greg Olsen still out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Yeah, just overall, I mean, what are we, there's not a lot to complain about.
That's the thing. That's usually what takes up the time on this podcast is us bitching about shit. Yeah.
Every play.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Now, I think, next week you've got Washington, right? The DC football team.
I believe the DC football team. Let me double check that though. Yeah. So
3 times in 4 weeks you're playing the NFC East leader.
It's crazy. Yeah, it is the football team. We -5. I actually
Ooh, I kind of like that.
DC's
been playing better of late,
Mm-hmm.
With Alex Smith kind of bringing some stability to that. It sounds like he had a leg issue, but he may be okay.
Yeah, he had like an air cast going on his leg.
I was like, oh,
and
no.
he was on the sideline shaking his head. But what I think he was saying is, no, I'm fine. But he was shaking his head. I was like, oh, motherfuck.
Yeah.
Like, just go home and see your kids, dude. Just stay home with your kids. You made your money. Like,
he's the comeback player of the century.
Yeah,
maybe
honestly.
last century too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah. So he's an experienced guy. Doesn't wow you, but he's that game manager that we've talked about him a little bit before. But
damn,
yeah, they're
Russ
gonna
has 12 picks.
Huh?
Russ has 12 picks.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let Russ cook, baby. I think I really, I don't know what the ratio of run to pass was early in the game. Hyde got a lot of carries when the game was out of control.
Yeah.
But I liked the blend that they had this week. Where you're, I like to see Russ throw the ball too, but you can't throw it when the team knows you're going to throw it.
Yeah.
So you got to mix. I'm always a big fan of mixing. You just mix.
Yeah.
Don't you keep them off balance. Don't let them know what's coming. So I felt like in some of these games they've lost, the other team knew they didn't even have to protect against the run at all, especially when our running backs were out.
Yeah.
But yeah, DC. I mean, they're Ron Rivera is a good coach. Like they're gonna play. They're gonna come to play. Again, the Seahawks I believe are more talented, but yeah, you got to bring. You can't have a letdown like you did with the Giants. You have to bring it. And I think this game will be big because everybody's feeling good right now. But in the back of your mind, you're like, well, it was the Jets.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So, but if you could go out and have a nice win against DC, then I think they could really get rolling down here late and just again. NFC wide open. I mean the Saints lost yesterday. Tampa Bay is up and down. Green Bay looks really good, but they've had their issues at times too.
Right. Yeah.
Any of those four, including the Seahawks. I don't know. I mean, it's just which team has a good week.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to come down to in the play. And you got the Rams too. Like we can't just discount the Rams either. I don't like their quarterback, so I think that's going to hinder them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But hey, they can beat anybody too.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win enough to get to the Super Bowl. But
no,
they can definitely knock somebody off.
The thing is though,
with their defense.
The thing is though, any team in the NFC feasibly could just win a few games in a row.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think the Rams will beat the Seahawks, the Packers, the Bucks, whoever. I don't think they'll do that. But I could see them winning each of those games individually.
Yeah,
you know
they
could
could win a game or two for sure.
Yeah. So it's it'll be really interesting. This is oddly going to be maybe some of the best playoff football ever.
Yeah, I mean nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Those are games you probably don't want to bet on. No. the NFC playoffs. No. It's gonna be rough.
Stay away from that. Yeah, I mean, what else you got? Anything else?
No, I mean, there's don't really need to go through each drive. I mean, I thought the biggest thing to me though was, they give up the 3 points early, and there's a little bit of like, oh God, we're gonna make this one interesting.
Yeah.
Aren't we? But then they drove right down the field and got a touchdown, and I thought that was really big. Just
for sure.
And it was a good looking drive.
Yeah.
There weren't third and longs. It was just a nice solid drive. So, and then they just kind of kept it, just built the momentum from there. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, once again, back to positive vibes over here with the result of at least the NFL this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, any final thoughts? I guess I don't really have anything. I mean, it's like you beat the Jets 40-3. You beat the Jets 40-3.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it is what it is.
It was nice to not really have to sweat.
Yeah.
For one day. And I didn't really totally feel that way until kind of in the middle of the third quarter, because even then you're like, man, if they do what they've done in a couple other games and give up a couple touchdowns, then it's going to be like 40 to 28.
Yeah. So,
and you're going to be like, but no, that never happened. So I just love the way that they finished. It looked like they kept, that Shaquem sack, you had 7 people coming in.
Yeah.
So it wasn't your soft ass stuff, zone, prevent defense. They kind of stayed aggressive.
Yeah.
So I like that, especially if you got a couple, if you give up one, you give up one.
Yeah.
So why not stay aggressive? So it was just great to just relax and just, need one of those once in a while.
Yeah, for real.
We love the comeback wins and the thrilling wins. We need those too, but I don't need it every week.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because, it gets to a point where it's like, I look at teams, I look at teams like the Jets, and I'm just like, they know what's going to happen every week. It's just, they just know. It's just calm. It sucks. It's depressing, but it's calm. I would never wish for that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, other than that, I guess, a little bit of a shorty today, but not much to talk about. Yeah, follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe at AaronCo29. Ebook on Amazon. Hardcover on Lulu.com. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you watch us, you probably, you can DM us on Twitter, probably text us or Snapchat me or something too. So yeah. So yeah, let us know. Any recommendations for the show or anything we can improve on. We're just looking to, I guess, get better.
Yeah,
so.
we love the experience of this, and we're just kind of learning and having some fun with it. You may see some changes.
Yeah, hopefully seeing some upgrades. Come Xmas.
As we continue, I say we like I have anything to do with the technical part of this. I just sit my ass down and run my mouth for an hour. But I know it's been fun for you to figure some of those things out.
Yep.
Frustrating at times, but fun when it works out. And so that'll be fun. And then we have doing another show on Wednesday. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. The regular Coe show will be on Wednesday. We just, holiday season's been wild, so we just kind of missed last week's episode. But there hasn't been a ton to talk about, honestly.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm forgetting. There was one big piece of news that. Oh, yeah, we need to talk about the Paul George contract. That's the main thing. But we'll discuss that on Wednesday. Later, so other than that, we'll see you Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a great December and a fucking terrible year. Be kind, be giving this year where you can. Help support small businesses before this vaccine comes out. And I think it'll be out pretty soon. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of it just got shipped for the first time. So,
Yeah, I'm glad the healthcare workers are gonna be taken care of because man, what? Oh, can you imagine?
They've been through some shit.
Going through that all year.
They've been through some shit.
Keeping your head up through all that, and man, that's sad.
I couldn't even imagine being related to a healthcare worker and the stress dealing with that, let alone being one. So shout out to y'all. I mean, it's great. Yeah. I guess on that note, peace out.
See ya.